Joining me on Off the Record today are two gentlemen, Mr. Suman Subayan, who is the Regional Manager India for James Cook University, Singapore, and with him is Mr. I. Sridharan, who is the Director of the Eden Educational Center here in Chennai. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Today we're going to be talking about Singapore as a study destination with James Cook University in focus. James Cook University Singapore, or JCUS as it's more popularly known, was established in 2003 as JCU Australia's first offshore campus. Now the Singapore branch is ranked in the world's top 400 universities and in the top 100 in Asia and the Pacific by the Shanghai Jiao-Tong University Academic Ranking of World Universities 2008. Also, Singapore is a great place to live in, lower living expenses and course fees, and it's such a pretty island. So Mr. Suman, let's start with you. Can you tell us what are the courses offered by the university, its history and more about it in general?
James Cook University offers a wide range of courses, in disciplines like business, IT and psychology, tourism, we do offer. And in the courses, course concentration is very high and it's more popular and shoots for Asian culture.
So you have both undergrad and master's degrees.
That's right. We do offer undergrad, master degree as well as postgrad also. A doctorate we are delivering. Doctorate only in a discipline of psychology we are delivering.
What about the entrance exams? What kind of exams does an aspiring student have to take?
Actually, there is no entrance exam required to study in Singapore. Anyone who has completed 12th standard or a bachelor's degree is eligible to go for a study in Singapore, provided they have studied in English medium, they have good communication in English, are eligible to go for higher studies in Singapore.
And to avail of a scholarship, which is what is topmost on any student's mind, what is the criteria?
Generally, scholarship is an event which only high quality universities provides, and we started providing a couple of years back, and now this is the third year we are providing the scholarship, and it's one of our successful event in India which is concerned because we are reaching Indian society in contributing to deserved students. That's the reason we are conducting. Currently we are conducting in 3 cities. One is in Chennai, in IIT Chennai, and as well as IIT Delhi and St. Xavier's Mumbai. So these 3 destinations we are conducting the scholarship test. It's more towards master degree students who are.
So do you give full scholarships or part?
Up to 50% we are giving. Why we are giving up to 50% of course fees? In the sense we wanted to give as much scholarship to students, so deserved students.
And I know that you've been working in partnership with Eden for a really long time now.
That's right.
Tell us what do you do in terms of counseling and other kinds of advice?
So when your students approach us actually with the intention of going abroad for higher studies, So we get all the details from the students about their educational background, financial capability, and the course they would like to do abroad. Based on that, we provide the right option of a course, a country, and the university. Once they decide the course and the country, we choose the right university to apply for the admission. Once the admission is through, we also help them in getting an education loan from nationalized universities and further help them in getting a visa.
So how long would this procedure take typically?
It depends upon the countries. It varies from 2 months to 4 months. For Singapore, it takes roughly around 8 to 12 weeks for the complete processing of admission, getting a visa, and education all
But
together.
that's pretty quick actually.
That's right.
Yes.
It's not very long. So how
Yeah.
did you zero in on Eden? What was it about them that appealed to you?
Because I mean, it's more towards reaching out more prospective students. I mean, they deliver their services towards more accurate. The information has been passed out more accurate to the student. That's what I mean. We wanted to partner them in Tamil Nadu, and sometimes in when we are coming across to the students, some messages was incorrect as conveyed by partners. So in that, I mean, we are working very long and we are very promising. Yeah, that's what I mean. We are more associated with them.
I read about something called the dual master degree and the double master degree courses.
Yep.
And that it's very popular with the Indian students.
That's right.
So what is it, like a combination?
It's towards, I mean, it's a combination of business and IT degrees, and it's more towards managerial aspects. So dual degree is something like 8 subjects they'll do in a business and 8 subjects they'll do in IT. So these two background similar together in a similar testimer. It's more, I mean, interesting for students to learn. Most of the students in Tamil Nadu part, I mean, they'll do engineering, and that's what they wanted to have an hands-on experience in business as well. So that's where, I mean, more interest has been created. It's more towards southern part of India students. Yeah.
And what kind of internship opportunities while the students are studying do you place them in companies so they get a more practical hands-on training?
Generally, I mean, as an internship, because we offer managerial studies, course concentration is more towards bird's eye view. So this kind of courses we don't generally provide internship kind of thing. That is more towards diploma holders, stuff like that. It's more administrative jobs who students willing to do, and for us it's more towards managerial perspective. So whoever completes our program, either bachelor's or master's, they will enter into middle manager level kind of jobs. So I mean, generally we don't do. It's more towards assignment and project oriented studies. Yeah, that's what I mean. We feel that more knowledge is incorporated in our subject itself.
You know, I would think that there would actually be more culture shock because Singapore is so much like India. It's like a melting pot of so many cultures. But do you also do some kind of orientation so that students
we do that. Actually, in the beginning itself, we explain about the Singapore culture. Once the visa is through, we also have a pre-orientation, that is pre-departure orientation program, whereby we talk about the Singapore culture, the law prevailing in Singapore, what are all can be done, what cannot be done in Singapore. So we give a proper picture of what is Singapore, and once they land in Singapore, what kind of life they can expect to lead to. All those things are input to the Indian students' mind, so they are well prepared when they land in Singapore.
What kind of stories can you share with us about Indian students coming there and integrating?
Yeah, it's more, I mean, southern part of India, more number of students are there because, I mean, culturally they are more binded with that, because, I mean, one of the official languages in Tamil. So that's, I mean, more towards closer look, have a closer look. And they don't miss, I mean, because of security reasons, and they are much free and they enjoy the multicultural society in Singapore. Yeah, and our university also has multicultural society, like Indian students, somewhere around 15 to 18% of the population in our university, and more towards other countries as well, like China, about 20-25% of population in our university. So that kind of, I mean, mixed population, it becomes more interesting in classes and stuff like that. So they enjoy the classes. Yeah.
And in terms of percentage, how many students go from the south and how many from the north? Is the percentage from the south higher?
Yes, most of the students go from south, particularly for master's program. Few students go from northern part of India, particularly for bachelor's degree. So they go with the intention of doing part of the study in Singapore and get transferred to Australian campus. That's the main aim of North Indians to going to Singapore.
We're talking to both of you. I feel like becoming a student all over again. I'm in conversation with Mr. Suman Subayan, who's the Regional Manager India for James Cook University, Singapore, and Mr. I. Sridhan, who's the Director of the Eden Educational Center here in Chennai. We're talking about the university in Singapore, which sounds like such a lively and vibrant place. We have more for you coming up after the break, so stay tuned to Off the Record.